My name's Karina Searchfield. I'm the principal at Clifford Park Special School. Clifford Park is a high school only for students with varying types of disabilities. We have about 120 students and we have 3 different learning cohorts to meet the needs of our diverse population.
Drawing on learning area content at students' chronological age provides rigour in our teaching programs. In planning teaching and learning programs, we use the 3-dimensional design of the Australian curriculum.
So I have a class of 5 students and their ages vary from 13 to 16. I have Year 8 and Year 9 students. We have all of them with an intellectual disability. So the lesson today that the students will be looking at will be integers and adding and subtracting of integers. In planning a unit of work, I went to the Year 8 Achievement Standard and identified one aspect which said students use efficient mental and written strategies to carry out 4 operations with integers. Following this, I looked at the Year 8 work sample portfolios to identify content at this level. I then identified the corresponding content descriptions relating to integers. The elaborations provided further clarity. I identified the content at earlier levels to personalise learning and used the literacy capability to support the use of new vocab and comprehension of texts. So we're going to look at some of our number stories and we're going to work out what numbers go into those stories. So we've talked about number stories before, and number stories are things that happen in real life. They're things that we see every day. So every day we get up in the morning, what sort of temperature will it be? Could be 6 in the morning, especially in winter time it could be 6, couldn't it? And then what happens to the temperature? Can everyone show me what happens just with your air number line? What happens to the temperature? It goes up. Well done. So number stories help us understand that, don't they? So today we'll be looking at abstraction for the students, which is taking reality for integers and then pulling that apart and dividing it down into little segments so that the students can create a connection between the abstraction and the reality for integers. We'll be looking at elevation and how they might go up levels of stairs or up an elevator and how many levels they'll go up or how many levels they'll go down.
To start this unit of work, the students participate in a range of kinesthetic activities to help their understanding of mathematical concepts. The actions of stepping forward and backward aid their understanding of addition and subtraction of integers and introduce concepts of positive and negative numbers. Back in the classroom, the students record these actions in number sentences.
The comprehension comes in a lot too when we're reading the story problems. So using the words, we've had to just have them think about what words mean. So they're not just listening to a story, they actually have to listen, think about what the words mean, what that story is telling them. Is it up? Is it down? Is it going to go into? Is it deep or low? And do those words mean a negative or a positive thing? So they've been able to link that comprehension across into the integers as well.
This term, my students are focused on 3 key learning areas. They are English, mathematics and science. And my students are pre-intentional communicators. So I'm using the Australian curriculum to really focus on developing their intentional communication and building consistency around that. In developing my mathematics unit, what I've done is I've gone to the Year 8 Achievement Standard and I've used a very small part of that, and that is that they make sense of time duration in real applications. And today what the students are going to experience is going out on the Liberty Swing, in which I will use the key vocab of the unit, that is short time and long time, as they experience their turn on the swing. The learning expectation I developed for my students focuses on the Literacy Continuum 1B. I've chosen composing, and I would like him to request the continuation of an activity through the use of informal behaviours such as vocalising, smiling, looking at the person, showing some anticipation or expectation that something is about to happen.
Long
The student communicates with facial expressions to request the continuation of time on the swing. The activity is linked to concepts of time and duration. At Clifford Park Special School, the staff exemplify the educational goals for young Australians through promoting equity and excellence in their delivery of the Australian curriculum. ACARA wishes to thank the Clifford Park Special School community, staff and students for their contribution to this illustration of practice.